Alright, let's go for it. $300 versus Boys of Ionstorm on Nomad. And why do I need such a long name? Says, look, ma, I'm on TV. Yeah, finally get the game. Thanks for sticking around. I'm probably gonna fast forward this a little bit because it's a Nomad start and the Dark Ages tends to be uneventful, especially since there's rules against Wilder fighting and those kinds of things. That's why next doc just has to pass. Sleeping Goose here. Yeah, I guess killing, laming that way is allowed. You're allowed to lame, you're just not allowed to Wilder fight to stop the DC from going up. But let's go. Yeah, I know. I was. It became too much of a marathon yesterday, sadly. Otherwise, I'd got it yesterday. Nobody it is, and we have a Vietnamese, Spanish, and Huns for $300 here. Selecting the wrong player's POV. I wanted to see blues here. Being Vietnamese gets to know the location of enemy DCs once they go up. As for Boys of Ionstorm, let's see if we find Sleeping Goose here. For example, Spanish, Malians, and Japanese. So, as far as Nomad civilizations go, I'm absolutely loving Boys of Ionstorm's picks here. And whack Huns picks for Nomad. Indeed. Huns, crazy pick for Nomad. You can't dock right away with Huns on Nomad because you're missing 100 wood to start. So that's probably the worst Nomad Civil War out there. But of course, once you're past the barrier, get your TC up, get the wood going, it could be amazing because then you never need to worry about houses. But up until then, Huns, very weird pick. Just look at the village count. 15 to 19, 15 to 23. Boys of Ionstorm is establishing a lead here. Nixishin? No, I didn't. This is second division, and after the second division games, we'll be doing your team's games versus Russia F. That's the plan. So I just started this second division cast. Feudal Age now on the way for the Sleeping Weasel here with the Malians. 28 pop up and still beating $300. What is this? Didn't they dock or anything? Have they never played Nomad? What's going on here? I'm honestly offended by the lack of docks from the green team. Okay, at least the Spanish dude has dock. Oof. Let's switch the colors here a little bit. No, colors are fine. Never mind. Colors are perfectly fine. Feudal Age is in. Let's slow it down. And here we go. So, what's the plan here? We already have a ginormous equal lead for Boys of Ionstorm, who are up against Vietnamese and Spanish, decent for Nomad, Spanish especially for the potential of conquistadors and stuff, but Huns not so much. But they can still play knights, cavalry archers, that sort of thing. So we'll see how it progresses here. But there's a huge equal lead for Boys of Ionstorm, and guess why? It's because they all have their docks up and are pumping out fish. And one criticism I might have is that they are investing into fire galleys on water. But guess what? The only one on water for the other team is the green player, and he has 2 fish. So yeah, already I'm going to be sad if Boys of Ionstorm lose this game. We have Castle Age all the way now for the Sleepy Goose at 29 pop here. And not on stone yet by the looks of it, but yeah. Just going into the Castle Age with what I will presume is a healthy eco here. Clearly fighting for water is bad on Nomads. I mean, this investment though, at least scout the shoreline before you start pumping out these party galleys, because yeah, 3 docks fine for the fish, probably maybe, but there's literally 7 party galleys out now to kill 2 fish. Just scout! Come on! I mean, you could assume your opponents have docked, of course, but seriously, it's such an overcommitment. Still, you're still going to get out ahead here, I think, because you have such a fantastic eco lead. Spanish going up at 20-something pop here, and must have lost a villager. No, lost fish, that's it. So Black Baby here with enormous stone investment. And gonna drop a castle in the face of the sleeping beauty. Gonna hit the other Spanish player who just happens to still be in the village, but just a few seconds off the castle here. However, the sleeping goose, yeah, is on stone as well. Is there enough stone for a castle? Soon. And in your pace. we're not saving any resources here. We're just dropping the TC right on the enemy town center here. Kind of covering gold over here, but who's gonna finish it first? 9 Spanish villagers already begun this castle, or 9 yellow villagers, 10 yellow villagers here is in fact, yeah. Yeah, guess who finishes first? I think it's gonna be green. Battle of the Spanish castles. 2 villagers down, good value for Black Baby here with the 5 eco kills, 6 maybe? Aye. Oh, maybe I fell asleep here or something. We have the Sleeping Weasel and the Sleeping Goose on the same team here, so they're not particularly awake here for this combat game. Maybe it's the first game of the set, who knows? Another villager, another 9, 10! Green is in the eco lead here now with 27 to 22. How? I mean, surely this is all an elaborate distraction to give red and purple the free booms here, but they are fighting for nothing on water, so just like that, Bois of Ionstorm have thrown away all of their leads, except for maybe Professor H here with the Japanese, who has 44 eco units and some military, but that's on water. Black Baby still on gold here. What about the Hans dude? We have 2 stables here. That should be in the Knight's investment eventually for Shibito Brain here. Shibito Brain? Maybe he should be playing the Japanese. Sorry, I don't know if it's even Japanese. And yeah, not the beautifulest economy ever in the castle age here, but we'll get there, I guess. There are knights in production. There's some potential for Teal here to deal damage to Yellow's gold, for example. We'll see. Professor H. Oh, smart. Smart name. Is that it? Yeah, it's true. The eco of the Japanese here, but not contributing much on land just yet. Making some scouts, of all things. And what's the plan for purple here? Fishing. Japanese fish ships, they have faster work rate as well, so they bring in food more quickly. Oh, petards! Masterpiece from Sleeping Goose here. Goose here takes out Black Baby's castle, and Black Baby also has had a very low economy, is basically only thinking about the castle. There's some farm eco, there's some gold, but there aren't any conquistadors, or there is one, finally. It's just not made yet. A Sleeping Weasel with some Malians archers here. Malians archers on Nomad. You have some of the best mobility cavalry for Nomad in the world, and you choose to go for the archers. But they're close. It's obviously a reaction to what Blue is doing here in double ranges up against the Vietnamese. And you generally don't make skirmishers in team games because they get intercepted by enemy cavalry like the Knights of Shibito Brain here, who still is on 1 town center with the Huns, now at 33 villagers and with 8 military out, 8 knights out, no joke. They're doing damage here. The Sleeping Weasel, the Malians player, soon to hit the castle age. Is there eco here to add camels? Yeah, we could see camels maybe if there's there will be any stables at some point from... Oh, there is a stable. But this fight isn't the prettiest I've ever seen. The knights are getting some value, but they're also taking hits from the tower and TCs here. So all in all, the teal knights with only +1 armor are taking some blows here, and will have to be happy with the damage they've done. Professor H, the Japanese player, now with knights as well. Japanese knights, you can perfectly well play them in the cast stage because they get blood, they get full attack and defense upgrades and husbandry. Same goes for Japanese cavalry archers, but you never see those. But that is an option as well. Black Baby with another town center here now, and the eco situation is deceiving here, but that's the fish eco talking. I think it's 140 to 114 eco units here, so Bois of Ionstorm maintaining the eco lead they've had all the games so far. Now for some counterattack as well. Nice quick walls from Black Baby here to make sure the TC goes up, and now fleeing with some villagers for reasons unknown. Probably gonna drop a castle here on purpose now. Yes? No? What's happening? Que paso? Ambitious, yet realistic castle with Spanish builders. There are 10 of them, and Spanish builders, they build some percentage faster that they don't recall immediately. I'll go up, but Professor H, he doesn't seem to mind. I'll just mind my own business here, let that castle go up, and then run away. 1, 2, 3. Ouch. 4. Hey, he can afford to lose villagers. He is at 55, it's no problem. Blue just now going to the cast stage. That's the Vietnamese, but I was gonna say a decent army, but so only 6 archers for Nexodoc here. So actually, that's a good army after all. 3 TCs for both the Spanish players. Not seeing equals not minding. Hey, it was in the line of sight. You couldn't not miss that. You couldn't miss that. Could not miss that. That's a bit of an oxymoron. But now what? Oh, there's things happening in the middle here. Who's that? Is that Black Baby losing a town center? Yes, he indeed lost a town center to the mighty Japanese knights here now with 16 of them, plus 1 attack, no defense whatsoever, so that must have cost some knights lives here. Yeah, you might have been destroying a TC in the meantime, I found it. So good damage from the Japanese knights after all, and only took, all things considered, only lost 3 or 4 villagers here after the castle went up, and it's obviously it's possible to relocate. I see the GG called. So lesson learned for Shibita Brain, don't pick hunts for Nomad. And lesson learned for the others as well, you have to dock on Nomad. That was a quick one. I don't even know where to focus because there's so many things going on, but it's definitely one for Bois of Ionstorm. And that would be the red dot here. They had the eco lead the whole way. They overextended on water given the investment of the other team, but obviously 1 water held water could fish freely, and hence the much higher eco number, much more ease of production. Even if the Sleeping Goose got a cast in the face, it doesn't matter because their ecos are so far ahead for the 2 others. Yeah, Nomad is the best map. That's just the way it is. So I'm gonna browse through the stats here. We'll do the second game as well, which from what I saw was on Arena. I just want to see the stats here first. Okay, so actually the resource collection, well, it is, especially for the Japanese here, it is significant. Food, that would be the fish investment, and then wood as well. Yeah, well ahead here. Up times as well. Cast stage for Black Baby did go for that cast drop, did incapacitate 1 player, but overall the actual villager count on land wasn't that indifferent. But then you have the fish. Look at the fish. That is 50 fish for Bois of Ionstorm, and 2 for $300. And that nickname probably means no dock or next to dock. Next dock, not one dock. That explains it. Ah, we gotta see the ATM as well, since this one shows it. What's this? Some farmers micro, maybe. Anyway, let's find game 2. Game 2 that might very well be in game 1, but we'll get to that. Arena it is. That counts here. Alright, core checks out. And here we go. We play one more game here, so it was a little more equal game. Yeah, if it's better if I cast another game, I could maybe do that. Excision. I see a clown emote in chat. And this is Arena, of course, the famous clown map. Before fast forwarding a bit, let's have a quick look at the civilizations here. Teuton's Pocket. Good pocket for close maps like Arena. Fantastic boom with the cheaper farms. Great siege. Great melee units. Overall, both knights and infantry. Arguably some of the best halberdiers in the game. To the right hand side, the Ethiopians, so the Sleeping Weasel, will likely be going for the archers into Arbalest here, but could also go for the siege, the Ethiopians, as they have the unique technology, the torsion engines, to give extra blast damage to siege weapons. Professor H to the left with the Koreans. Guess what? Maybe we'll see the double castle war wagons here. Who knows? Probably gonna see war wagons since it's Koreans on a close map like Arena, but remains to be seen. Could of course play the archers line or do something completely different instead. For the other team, Black Baby with the Cumans. Could be sling tactic at play here, because slinging is allowed in League of Empires, or it could be just a more standard approach of going 2 town centers, fast fuel age with Cumans, maybe 20 pop, and second town center, and just to get a head start to the boom over the others. Left side, Celts for next to dock. I guess having a strong halb siege Sid could be useful against the Koreans. If you get to the Imperialists with Celts, they have a fantastic siege as well. They don't have that equivalent to the Koreans upgrade for the unique tech for the siege onlookers, but they have something similar with faster firing siege, so could come in handy for the very late game. And finally, Shibito Brain with the Burmese here. Might not have gotten a memo that Arambai got nerfed. We'll see what comes up here. If it's going to be the Arambai play here for Shibito Brain. They still have bonus against buildings. It's just been nerfed since earlier. We'll see. Let's speed it up a bit and see what Fuel and Cast stages bring here. Up we go. That's a very early fuel age predicaments. 19 pop. With 18 seconds idle tease time, which we have to consider as acceptable, and generally not that much idle tease time all across the board here. Shibito Brain only 1 second, 2 seconds for next lock. Slight head start for $300 with the lesser idle tease time on the teams here. No movement out on the map for green, just scouting a little bit here and sending... Sending 4 villagers to build that village GC, that's gonna take them a while. This is 3.7 times speed, and it's going so slowly. Usually you see players build the second town center with 8 villagers even, just to make sure it goes up quickly, because it builds at half speed compared to other newfound TCs. Bit of Scouts War over here, that's the one of the more exciting things happening now. Here now, Burmese up at 26 pop, sorry, and not on stone. So must be some other kind of play than the Castle Drop Iron by thingy here. The Sleeping Goose with the Teutons settles for 27 pop up here. Gonna go to the Blacksmith Market and take it from there. No market for humans, so it doesn't look like Sling to me. We have the Sleeping Whistle also going to the Castle Age here with 26 pop, having lost the Scouts, so that is essentially 27 pop then. Cheers, Shaggy. Weird map gen, that's very easy to break through. And I think, am I still fast forwarding? Is this, yeah? Cast stage for the Burmese here still, not on stone. Hope they're not planning on playing the archers here. I'm gonna slow it down anyway, and we'll see what happens now that most of the players have reached the next age. Barracks, Monstry. Burmese gonna collect the relics here. Could of course be a siege push, but 27 pop, 15 something minutes, and Ethiopians already in the cast stage. I don't see that happening. 4 TCs for the Sleeping Whistle, nice. Booming with 4 TCs on Arena, that's going to get your economy boosted quite a bit. We have 3 TCs for the Sleeping Whistle as well. Such boomers, these guys. Look at the stone investment for Professor H here. It's going to be 2 castles straight away here. Yes, it is. Just missing... No, not missing stone for the second castle. Double castle war wagons for Professor H. Such a clown play. And in the meantime, Nexodoc is preparing some kind of siege play here. Battering Rams, I guess, is good for the first wave of war wagons popping out, because the Rams will soak some fire, but you obviously need a complementary unit to deal with the actual war wagons as well. Nexodoc doesn't know what's going on here. I don't think you could probably scout this castle if you move close enough to it, actually. So 2 castle for Professor H, wood and gold in the bag. This is gonna be dangerous. Right side, Siege Workshop, Monastery. Huh. So, Monk Siege push, it is. Boom is the best clown strat. Boom and let your flank die is the best clown strat. Or preferably not, but... Alright, Cubans here going to Castle Age at 52 villagers, so the little villager lead here for $300. We're trying to Monk Siege push the Ethiopians here from Shibito Brain with the Burmese. But... Scorpions, yeah, alright. Monks on the way as well. It's... I mean, obviously the Scorpions will work well against the Archers here, but the Monks and getting the conversions in and everything, I'm not too confident of that. Other side here, we have War Wagons galore on the left-hand side from Professor H. Approximating, getting close to 2k score, and that's 5 wars already. Consistent production, no, not producing out of both castles, but will be eventually. Not sure what he's looking for here. Maybe thinks that could be an opening. He might be having a Kwerba list elephant here now. Hey, Castle Age archers are as good as any. At least they have... No, they don't have botkin. Okay. Okay, a bit rough for the sleeping weasel here then. Scouts fight, the war wagons. Increasing in numbers, but currently not doing too much. We have some knights from the humans, triple stable knights. I like that addition actually, especially if you get the full upgrades here, and a decent mass. If you can catch up with the war wagons, you should be okay-ish against them. Trying to break through here, but the sleeping weasel preparing for the siege push, and the monks just places a defensive castle and some stone walls behind. There shouldn't be any problem hitting the red player here. Wait, he actually built the stables in his teammate's base. So even closer. Yeah, the knights are doing work here. Mangonels is doing work-ish as well. Rough for the early war wagons here, and enter the battering rams of Nexodok here. This is a lot of Kelt siege together with a lot of humans knights. This might very well work. You could use these rams, the faster firing, I think, Celts rams to take out the castles, and now it's open, so now, hey, don't run away, go raid! Jesus. Why are you going to the other side? Why? Anyway, Mangonels, ooh, getting some hits on the war wagons again here, keeping that war wagons number at the minimum. These are expensive, 100 wood, 80 gold or some such. And siege on both sides of the map here. I'd say push the house and not the stone walls here. It'd be through a lot easier, and the human knights come in here to join in for the fun. And stables not currently producing, but getting there. Three war wagons for Bois of Ionstorm here. 11 mangonels for Nexodok. He's only making siege here. He's making siege. Humans is making knights. And this could be so deadly. Not necessarily so in the cast stage, it's not that bad. So we have some Teuton's knights here as well. And the Sleeping Goose has been left untouched in the pocket position after all. But both the flanks are being heavily pressured here, which is going to be a concern. Why the stone wall though? Even if the cast is here, why not just break the house and run in and raid and push further with siege? Now, behind the stone walls here, the Sleeping Weasel has been able to add defensive siege workshop. There's still the pikes and the scorpions here. Another quick house to deny them entrance, but here they come. Business is booming. University, I'm gonna see some bombard cannons maybe in the Imperial. So much siege! Ay ay ay. Celt player here with 8 rams, and they hit faster as well, so they might very well deal with this castle, and could buy war wagons if that's the case. I hope Professor H has a plan B here, because this isn't gonna be sustainable in the long run. Imperial Age for the Teutons though, that unlocks Cavalier and Earlier and these kinds of things, depending. So it's not over yet. Just look at the situation here. 2 TCs for the human, 1 for the blue player, and 3 for teal. It's more of a plan G. Yeah, we'll see then. Bois of Ionstorm had better economy here because they were all at multiple TCs, but they need to deal with the raids and the forwards here. Also, even if the pockets is untouched, the Sleeping Goose will need to have the carry of a lifetime here to get the team back on track. 1 castle down for the Koreans. I'm surprised they're not trying to focus the other one, but there's also lots of wood and gold going into the siege investment here for Nexodok, and the fact that they're focusing 2 sides at the same time isn't necessarily working into $300 favor here, because with so much siege and so much capital on the humans, they could just focus on the Koreans, make quick work of the Koreans, and then move on to pocket. But now they're kind of splitting the pocket's attention to two different sides here, which is working because they're doing damage, obviously. But they are with less economy overall, and they are also all in the castle age here, while the Teuton's player has almost 120 builders here and fully boomed going into the Imperial Age here. And what's the plan here? A castle, would love to see some Teutonic Knights. I doubt that's going to be the case here just yet. That's the stable, it's going to be the Cavalier. Teutonic Cavalier to just wipe out the humans castle age Knights here, because the humans player hasn't clicked imp yet. Might do soon, but isn't there yet. So the castle still stands, but you can't make war wagons without eco, so that's probably a bit of an issue here as well. Nice, Maganal hit there, 1 for 2. Actually 0 for 2, but there it goes. But now the Cumans, Knights, 16 of them. Where are the soon-to-be Cavalier of the Sleeping Goose? Here they come. Rip Celt Siege. And the Pikeman Halberdier, that's just non-existent here for $300, and that could be an issue. Cavalier now, they're gonna clean up the humans, no problem. They're gonna clean up the mangonels as well. And I don't think $300 have done enough damage here to justify the fact that they are 40-50 builders behind there. GG, Sexion. Now what, Burmese, 3 TC, boom at home here, placing houses in the middle of nowhere. And push has come to an end to the right hand side, push has come to an end to the left hand side as well, though Professor H with 53 builders taking a blow here, but that's also matching the builder count of the Celts player, only providing siege here and working together with the Cuban's teammate. Aggressive houses, yes. On both sides. Forget Outpost Rush, this is House Rush. House Post Rush. So, humans now in the Imperial Age as well, so that unlocks Cavalier and Paladin for the humans. But behind in Igor, 87 to 127, 40 more builders for the Sleeping Goose, who already has Paladin, by the way. 2 Paladin with their +2 extra melee armor. Not sure what these guys are up to, they're probably gonna mine some stone or something to get some more castles up. Professor H in full reboot mode, and the Sleeping Whistle with a castle on top of the aggressive houses in the middle here. In a strategic post to start counterattacking. I'm hearing archer sounds here. We're killing the aggressive houses here. The Sleeping Weasel is angry at the teal landowners here entering his domain. Fast-firing Ethiopians crossbows in the Imperial Age here. Imperial crossbows. We don't want to mess around with those. I see there's some siege added here as well, and we're just focusing down mangonels here with crossbows while they're busy doing other stuff, with variable luck here, mind you. That's a weird trade route if I've ever seen any. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Paladin numbers from the Teuton's pocket here, 68 of them, 3 times the numbers of cavalry of humans, and humans also they are much quicker though. They are 15% faster than the Teuton's cavalry, but they are lacking in upgrades. They have 2 melee armor less than the Teuton's paladins, and they're still only cavalry as well. So good luck holding this off for Black Baby. We're going into Halb here for the Celts. Good call, but cutting a little bit too late. Burmese, in the meantime, over to Elephants here from a ridiculous amount of stables. Worst case, though, you could get Teutons to switch to Halberdiers, and the Battle Elephants don't stand a chance. That is a scary battle paladins though, and the Treb is about to break through here as well. Some Halberdiers, but they don't even have the upgrades. They're missing everything except the fuel age defense. So we'll see. Waiting to engage. Score in favor of Bois of Ionstorm now, with the Koreans coming Imperial Age as well. Whatever that might imply. We have a couple of siege workshops here that could provide onlookers probably here now against the Halberdier masses that might eventually become an issue from the Celts here. Trying to get some conversions in here from Rage as well. $66 paladins. Arbalest on the other side here for the Ethiopians against the Burmese elite battle elephants, but they have the unique tech here, the Havda as well, getting an extra pierce armor, so that makes it tough for the Ethiopians' armors to deal with. But guess what? The Sleeping Weasel has made the switch to Halberdiers here and is making Halberdiers on its own against the Burmese. Battle elephants here shouldn't have any problem holding against this. The exciting stuff is happening on the left-hand side here now, where the Halbs need to be dealt with. The Cuban's cavalry not really an issue after you deal with the Halbs. See some siege workshops going up here, and onagers being researched here from the Sleeping Goose. Good call as well. Big old mess in the middle here, but that extra melee armor should be working into Teuton's favor here no matter what. Teutonic Knight, he made that nice. Oh no. Blue really wants a Celt Teutonic Knight, and actually gets one, wow. He's not gonna live for long, but we have a Celt Teutonic Knight here on the field now. Just for you, Akkal. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Looks like the Sleeping Weasel is doing alright on the other side as well. The Arbalest and Trebs pushing now. Some other siege as well. There's some stray paladins here just on a lunch break over here as well, so they might be able to provide at some point. But Battle Elephant investment hardly useful. Can Teutonic Knight moving faster? I don't think so, because when you convert a unit, it kind of keeps the properties that it had before it got converted. So I don't think you'll get any more speed. It's like if you convert a Lithuanian's paladin with +4 attack, you get a paladin with +4 attack, right? Even if you don't have the relic bonus for his div. Professor H with pikes here from the Koreans is adding honors as well, nice. So that Teuton's player can keep folding cavalry instead. 9,800 score to 7,300 here, and Boys of Ionstorm have successfully weathered the storm and are maybe going to take a 2-0 over $300 here. So, Hit and Run here is actually taking out the Burmese elite battle elephants here, and they have a beastly pierced armor, but Ethiopians Arbalists, they fire faster as well, and there are still halberdiers in the mix here to help out champions. Usually a good idea against halberdiers, but not when arbalisters are out on the field. So not looking too pretty here now for $300. There are onagers pushing here as well from the Koreans. Not sure if you got that. Yeah, I think you actually got that extra upgrade as well. 8 range here, if I'm seeing it correctly. That could be siege engineers as well, of course. Paladins from the Sleeping Goose here, bailing from the fighting here when there's that many blue paladins in the mix here, but they are gonna go down to some juicy onager shots as well. And with Celts out of the way, the only player left with strong and very solid halberdiers is the Burmese, and Burmese also kind of under attack here, losing the relics and some positioning here. Some Teuton's Paladins over here would be pretty awesome, actually. Trading halfway there here. Oh, the Paladins are in, and this is not looking good for an Exodoc here. It's gonna lose whatever is left of the economy here. 73 builders, and goodbye, Kel. Here. Koreans helps against Celts helps. That should be Celts any day. But he still only has the defense upgrades, while Korean's player has the attack upgrades as well. So I think that actually turns it into Professor H's favor here. We now have 137 military to 34 here. This is just army domination from Boys of Ionstorm at this point. Castle in the middle of the field as well. Might be thinking about walls all across the middle here to secure the trading route and eliminate any raiding possibilities. But now it's Eco of Exodoc seems to be history. We have Burmese with a respectable score still. It's placing a market in the middle of nowhere. What's with these teams that trading to the middle of the map instead of the edges? Not that the edges are safe here, but yeah, maybe he needs that to transition resources to food or whatnot, but can't say I'm loving the idea. Well, here's payback for punishing Professor H in the early Castle Age here, with taking out castles and economy and everything. That backfired sure here. You're gonna see the humans' production capabilities, the stables going down here. And well, accompanied by now 67 purple halberdiers. That's Shibito Bank calling the GG. Seems to go to a 2-0 Boys of Ionstorm here. So I know which team not to challenge on Arena, that's for sure. Maybe we have to play Nomad against them. Let's see for the stats here. GG's. Thanks for casting, you're welcome. You finally got to your game. Too much going on these days. Nice KD. 305 to 110. Cubans losing more than they gained, and Burmese in the very middle there. Most resources circulate for Teuton, and Burmese with a respectable boom as well. And We played Arena home map today, actually. I didn't play, I was casting. 842 field late for the Cubans for the 2 TCs. Very good initiative there together with the Celts to take out one player, but they spent a little bit too much time on the Koreans and allowing the Teutons the free boom. So I think that was one of $300 mistakes this game. Never past 733 villagers for Nexodog, and the APM chart. We'll have a look at that one as well before moving on. Are you using your Twitch channel casting as a ruse to scope out the competition, Akkal? Of course I am. All the reason I'm casting League is to spy on my opponent, but I have been casting very little of second division so far, so I don't know that much.